Welcome to D20 Deathmatch, Skypiercer, Part 3, the finale! We find our party. Elusia, Kaya, Atalantos, joined by Craven Eldenbridge at a distance away from the Dread Fortress, staring across a lava field on the cliffside that leads down towards the opening of that giant orc skull. Overhead, a large black storm spinning and swirling as if a tornado was happening, but it refuses to drop. It just hangs in the air, circulating as lightning of all different colors, a chaos energy, crackles and sparks above the Dread Fortress. This place is charged with magical energy. Left and right, you all have come to this place as Craven and Elusia have sent scouts and ravens out across the void, across the land, calling warriors to come to assault the Dread Fortress. Your plan is to go in through a back door of sorts, as Vythorn is supposed to let you into the Dread Fortress. He left a few days ago to make those preparations, and we'll be meeting you here shortly. As you wait and the suspense builds, the tensions rise among the warriors and fighters and yourselves, waiting for this point of battle, this precipice to explode. You have just a minute here to prepare yourselves, speak with your comrades, with those that you have been gathering and training, or with each other. The floor is yours.
Elusia will find her two comrades who traveled to this plane with her in a moment of quiet in the morning. Both, I assume, are early enough risers, anticipating the upcoming battle ahead, both serious in nature. Very little sleep is probably happening amongst the three of us. I want to thank you all again for coming. There's no possible way the realm would be ready without you. To train them, to help them make sure they're ready. I couldn't do this without you. I would be just here to offer my life, and that's it.
I don't think you give yourself enough credit. Honestly, not everyone would have been able to orchestrate all of this, even with help.
We help when we can, but do not discount yourself and all the work that you have put in. This is your journey, and this is not the end of it. This is only but the beginning of another chapter.
A chapter filled with blood, unfortunately. There's many that have come far, far away. I don't know if it'll be enough.
It will have to be enough. We'll make sure of it. As long as we all do our parts. Defend those to the left and right of us as much as we can. And we leave it all out on the battlefield. There is no shame in that. That is all that we can do for now.
How do the two of you find such strength? When you're facing death and you know that this is the battle before, well, either you're living or you're dying, but either way, only one is surviving. How do you go into that with such strength? I've not seen a shiver or a moment of doubt in either of you, and yet here I am pacing back and forth, asking before I send these ravens out to say, will you come spill your blood on my behalf?
That one is easy, my dear Lucia. You see, from blood comes life, and death is no stranger to us. It is not the end, I can tell you that from a grave amount of experience. It is simply a path.
For me, I do not fear death. I embrace it, truly. This is the thing that I teach my common soldiers. See, as I mentioned before, if we leave it out on the battlefield, we have fought to our hardest, and we have given everything we can. There is no shame in death. In fact, there should be celebration. Win or lose, be proud of what you have done and what you will do here today.
I see. Then we shall embrace death soon. And then she'll sit down next to Kaya. But hopefully not too soon. And she'll put her hand on her knee.
Kaya smiles, simply opens her book, and begins to flip to another page. I think that everything will be just fine.
She'll squeeze your knee just a little bit.
Kaya can't blush because she doesn't have blood, but she picks up her wine and takes a really long and slow sip.
Keep your acolytes close to you. And your champions close to you. I'm going to do another final walkthrough, just to make sure everything's ready. That provisions are set and that spirits are high. But we should leave soon. And with that, she's going to kiss Kaya on the forehead ever so quickly, and then not even looking back, just charge kind of right out of the building.
Atalantos would see Kaya just quietly close the book, look up at him.
Though I don't really understand all of this, I do know one thing. She missed. Make sure to live to adjust her accuracy.
I certainly will. That much I can promise.
Atalantos would just nod.
Yeah, and then Kaya just continues eating breakfast.
That was so good!
I fucking love Atalantos.
Hell yeah.
As you all make these preparations and you've been preparing for battle, start with Atalantos. What have you brought to this fight? What do you look like? Are you wearing the same armor, or have you brought something special or specific for this fight? What are you looking like in this moment?
So, I'd imagine that Atalantos would probably until it's broken, he's using it, right? Like if he's had the first ever sort of set of greaves or even sword that he ever had since he was first a soldier, he's using that sucker until it breaks. He's never been one to ever actively look for an upgrade or look to more so find something that's more efficient. Using the things that the tools that he has amongst his person and being able to wield it, no matter how dingy or dirty it is, that leaves a statement. That shows the enemy that with only a stick they were able to beat you. Imagine if they had a real weapon, right? That's the thing that wins wars. That confidence, that fear that they try to invoke in their enemy. That is how you win a battle without spilling any blood.
And Kaya, what about you? Any special preparations that you had made ahead of time? Any changes of armor or attire, anything to help you in this fight ahead?
I have been sending members of my death club to help me acquire a certain substance. It is this strange, very hardened and difficult to refine rock. And with the best artisans available, I've had them help me craft something. And it looks like a stone heart. It has a deep onyx coloration with these spindly blue veins that crackle across its surface. And if it's okay, it'll have a value of 500 gold because I need it for a spell later.
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
Whatever you want.
Cool. So I just have this like heart made out of rock that I will take with me. And beyond that, I give instructions to those that will listen. Remember, you cannot cheat death, though I've taught you some measure of art in taking this path. You have a responsibility to use it well and use it for your people. It is a lonely path to take this with a motivation of greed or self-serving. You'll find that path will end quite swiftly. You will make more enemies than friends. And the people here need you. Don't make me hunt you down, because I will. With a flourish of my cloak, I leave my apprentices.
And Elusia. What does Elusia look like battle ready for this specific battle, going to face your uncle, the Shadow King, to take back your rightful throne? What does one wear to such an occasion?
While she's worn armor many times before, in her hundreds of years of serving, she looks incredibly uncomfortable wearing that of the sigil of royalty. Her armor is black as night to hide within the shadows until the moment is right, but on her right shoulder sparkles with the gold scales down her arm, and it clinks with the subtle movements like a snake slithering along. Along her back drapes a black cloak. Emblazoned on it, her own family sigil. Something she hasn't worn or seen for far too long, and it feels like she's wearing somebody else's clothes. The movement as she tries to kind of stretch within it feels unnatural. It moves like it's worn in, but it's not worn into her movements quite yet. It matches her nervousness in trying to reclaim a land that she has left so long ago, to see how she fits within this, and can she make it her own as well? Or will she always be wearing the clothes of another?
As you walk through the crowds of soldiers, now in the thousands, forming phalanxes and regiments and different brigades of mages and all sorts of siege weaponry, the crowds part. People notice you coming now, with kind of a reverence and respect. No one daring to address you directly in this moment, simply bowing heads, some bowing their knees. As you look around and walk through the crowds, the preparations look like they have been made. It looks like these soldiers are ready to fight, ready to die. Not a hint of cowardice amongst anywhere in the sea of faces that you can see as you wander through. Finally, approaching you from out of the crowd, Craven Eldenbridge finds you as you're walking your way. Well, it's almost time. Assuming Vythorn is going to live up to his word.
I'm sure he will. And if he doesn't, she'll look back to her friends. We'll adjust as need be, but I do believe we'll be unstoppable. Once this has begun, we will not stop. It won't.
Yes. Well, every person here in this army knows what's to come. There will be no stopping. Not until the last person is dropped. Or hopefully until we're victorious.
The goal is not to drag this out. I'm not looking for 100-year siege. This will not be taking place in all the small villages across the void. When we hit, we are hitting once and only once, and it will be at the footsteps of the Dread Fortress. That is where blood will be shed and nowhere else. If this is not successful, well, it will be. And she kind of steps back for a moment, realizing that she gave in to some doubt for a second.
And Craven will just bow very deeply to you, and kind of standing back up. Well then, I'll make the preparations. And in that moment, from behind you on this cliffside, overlooking the Dread Fortress under this black, chaotic sky, portal rips open as Vythorn, the Endless Scholar, steps out onto the field. Well, Princess, Atalantos, Kaya, are you ready?
Always.
We're here, aren't we?
And he kind of swallows hard at the thought of him committing serious treason right now. Yeah, well, I hope for all of our sakes that you can live up to your end.
Do you think I'm incapable? She says, kind of finding her spirit in a moment. Is it in this moment, before we step through, that you find your doubt?
No, Princess, did I not?
Princess. And with that, she opens her wings and you see her fly higher into the air as she looks at you, but also looks at the crowd that has gathered here. No princess has come back to save you, but it is an empress that will lead you to your lives, your future. No little girl will help you, but I, your warrior queen, will help you find victory today. Do you want that? And she'll wait for a moment.
As you wait, there is a subtle silence as the faces look kind of around and up to you, floating as again, like before, in Atheranon, they begin to beat their shields and stomp their feet. And just a roar of the crowd, indiscernible, just
Join with me today as we take back the Dread Fortress. We do not fear the chaos, for we shall embrace it and make it our own in this very moment. That which has run rampant will now run through our blood, as it has always been before. We are the natives of this land, and it belongs to us, and we will allow no one to rule over us. So join me today with your shields and spells, your bloodlust, your thirst for freedom, as we claim what is ours. And she'll fall back down between Kaya and Atlantos. Listen to the generals that they have taught you in this time, and you will not falter. You commit to yourselves, and I will commit to the promise I have made you today. Trust in me. And she'll look back at Vythorn, your empress.
He will kind of smile wryly and Empress as he bows. And at that moment, as you give this speech, Craven Eldenbridge on the back of a horse now, with a hand drawn to the sky, throwing it forward towards the Dread Fortress, that entire army begins to charge around you, falling over that cliffside and down the slope across the lava field, making their way across these rocks in a dead sprint as agents of shadow begin to creep out of the mouth of the Dread Fortress in almost an instant, forming their own army made of shadow, but forming into flesh and blood as they take their place on the battlefield. These shadow servants of the Shadow King forming a defensive line, and you look down as these two armies begin to rush into each other, swords drawn, arrows knocked and loosed, magic flying through the air, the smell of sulfur and lava permeating everyone's nose, sweat and blood beginning to spill on the battlefield as Vythorn gestures with a hand, once again opening a portal. Well, Empress, they're doing their part. Should we do ours?
Let's not wait.
Okay. And as
After
you...
you,
Please.
Empress.
Kind of giving her a subtle look and a flatter of the eye, she'll take a step forward.
All right. As you step through that portal, it's blue and ethereal in nature. Reality begins to distort and bend around you. As you walk through, you see that line clashing in front of the Dread Fortress. As you step through, you're still able to kind of see that battle and hear it taking place for just a moment. But soon, you find yourself deep within the Dread Fortress, as Vythorn has brought you, Elusia, to a room that you have seen before.
This is where I left, isn't it?
I imagine so. This would be the right place for a summoning of that kind of magic. As you look up at the high fanned arches above you in this room that goes on forever, you look across where you once stood in the middle here are now where the pillars were, where the knights of chaos stood, slitting their own throats for your safety. They still stand. Petrified statues. As you look around, you see these figures from 300 years ago. You see Sir Eros, Sir Rixon. You even see Sir Boros. Over here in the corner, the orc who first broke down your door and led you to safety, now a statue in this place, petrified.
She'll walk over to Sir Boros and take a moment to kneel and kiss his feet as to where he stands. Still head bowed, she'll speak to her friends. I ask that neither of you two make this sacrifice. I know that this is not your war, and that you've come here for me, but I do not want you to give this much. I could not ask for it, and I could never repay it.
I cannot speak for Gaia, but I simply went under this pact, this oath, this order of the Sacrophant. I give my life, I give my sword, shield, and spear to the battlefield and those I fight alongside. If push comes to shove, I am sorry, but you cannot control whether I will make sure that you will live or not. I have made peace with that.
Stubborn.
Well, you're right, Atalantos. You cannot speak for me. But I can say that there's a certain evening that I'm looking forward to, and we can't have that until certain matters are taken care of.
We will make it to that. I want the both of you to see all that the void has to offer. This land once rich in culture and life. You would see it's a land worth dying for. The people worth sacrificing for. I've stayed too long away. She'll touch Boris's feet once again. Look over us once more, my friend. These were the Knights of Chaos. The highest order. And in shaky breath, she'll move out of this room.
As you walk out, Vythorn will kind of approach your side. Well, welcome home, I guess. This room doesn't get much use these days, but your uncle, Ogdril, he likes to come down here and remember his victory. These statues are his trophies.
It is not home yet, while the Viper sleeps in it.
Well, it was once your home, and I trust that you'll know the way to the throne room. But I must take my leave in order to make sure the path is clear.
Go. We will be fine.
I will see you at the end. As Vythorn, like a magician, disappears in a cloud of smoke, leaving you all at the large doorway of this room. You wish to
Do
go...
you think he'll actually show up? She'll ask the two of them.
I hope so. If not, that would make many, many things very difficult. What of you?
I'm gonna look towards Kaya.
I know better than to put all my stakes into one person that should be of help. Whatever path we take, we will be able to take care of it ourselves.
Keep an eye out for him. I have high hopes, but he has always been one to serve my uncle. A moment of betrayal towards him is brave, but I don't know if it will be consistent, or if he seeks something on his own.
You think he might turn on us?
The most vulnerable time would be when we're switching power. It's in that moment of pause, of victory. I've seen soldiers fall. We just shouldn't let our guard down, is what I'm saying.
Very wise.
Very well.
So, who would like a tour of the home? We can visit my bedroom later. She'll look at Kaya with a very under voice. Just feeling a little cheeky near the point of death, so why not say it?
It would be an honor, Empress. But first, perhaps the throne room?
Right, of course. She'll open the large doors.
As long as it's not, as ostentatious as the last place we visited.
They're gonna, like, check around, like, they're gonna run towards the pillar, like chip it a little bit, see if there's any gold or something.
It's not as gaudy, I swear, but my father was known for more of extravagant taste. He didn't have quite the taste for the sword as the rest of us.
Look over it. He'll look somewhat disappointed, just somewhat disappointed, but then he'll get serious again and sort of nod, getting ready to follow you behind or fall behind you.
Chip away if you must. I imagine there'll be plenty of remodeling and restructuring that will need to happen.
Do we seek stealth in our approach?
I think that might be the best at this point. Though the Knights of Chaos are gone and they wouldn't serve him anyway, he probably has his own beasts that serve him. We should find out who they are before we attack.
I leave to you to discern if those we meet are friend or foe.
Very well. Elusia will take the first step through.
Just a moment. If stealth is our option, that is great, but I haven't been necessarily known to be the stealthiest of individuals. You can probably hear me coming from a mile away, so I will try my best, but if I need to, I will stay far, far back.
Very well. Stay far back. Here, she'll pick up a stone and put it in your hand. If anything, throw it to create a distraction somewhere else.
He'll sort of nod and say,
Improvisation. A must, a necessity for war.
I forgot to bring a grenade. I'm sorry. It'll have to do. That would have been a little better. I didn't think of that.
grenades!
If we need a distraction at any point, that is absolutely something that I can help with.
Perfect.
I'm not one known to be quiet in any sort of endeavor.
Should I read into that?
Is it hot in here or is anybody else?
Yeah, you can roll insight if you want.
I would like to roll insight on that.
Hell yeah. How many layers?
I'm pretty dense. 6.
6?
Oh yeah, you do talk
It-
loud sometimes.
It could mean anything at this point.
Wow.
Hold on. 1 sec.
Pretty oblivious.
Oh, if you think I'm loud now, wait till you hear me scream.
Oh. A 16 will catch that.
Okay.
While this is sort of all happening, Adelantis is like 50 feet back.
Just give me the signal, and I will be ready.
She'll be screaming.
Screaming the signal?
Alright, I guess now we tiptoe down the hallway after that.
Go ahead.
Just ready for war. Go ahead.
Go ahead and make me stealth checks, all of you.
Damn. Okay,
Now,
this
DM,
is a game.
Okay.
You have a question?
I have no idea whether I have disadvantage wearing half plate or not. I have no idea. I just kind of assume so.
I would say with that defender sword, you're pretty stacked in terms of armor and having shields and stuff. I would say even with half plate, you probably have a disadvantage on stealth.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Hey, this friggin' 21 AC came for a price.
And also, yeah, it says right there stealth disadvantage. It's 40 pounds. Whew.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, it's a nat 20 and a 4, so we're gonna have
wasting
to
a
take
20.
4.
Wow.
That was the only 20 I had this entire session. Unlucky.
Whew.
Wow.
I need you all to roll
Rolled a
me.
10.
Yeah, okay. Got a 10, a 20, and a 4. Roll me perception checks as well as you make your way. You step out of these large, ornate doors to this ceremonial room, and you open them, and you just see kind of a dark hallway. Obviously, Elusia, you've been here before. You would recognize this as just a kind of a mundane hallway that's going to lead up into other parts of the Dread Fortress. One of many hallways that kind of look similar in this place, but there are magical lanterns and lights that kind of hang ever so often across the hall, shining a little bit of light, but it's very dim here.
Can I check for traps?
Yeah, roll an investigation.
12.
12. How are you checking? What are you looking for specifically?
I'm going to get down on the ground and kind of look at the evenness of the stones to see any of them are stone triggered, step triggered, foot triggered. I don't know, whatever that term is. I'm not a trap maker.
Apparently not. You look. You get down on your hands and knees.
Someone can correct me. It's like,
You looking for a tripwire or
Just
something?
watching you.
thanks. Looks pretty straight. Pressure sensitive. That's what it is.
Mhm, pressure plates.
Thanks, Millie.
You're on your hands and knees down looking at this, and everything looks uneven. This stone is old and worn. They've been shifted out of place over time by just the shifting of the building and some of the masonry falling apart. So you can't discern if there is or isn't any sort of trap here. But it definitely doesn't look even. If there were a trap, some sort of pressure plate or something, it might be easy to hide in a floor like this, just because of the kind of the decrepit nature of it from its long use. Okay, so
Still cheek to the floor. I can't tell if there are traps or not. I'm sorry, we're whispering. I can't tell if there are traps or not.
Nice.
I can give it a shot, but if I don't see anything, the best bet is just to charge forth and adapt on the fly.
They're gonna try to help him out, give him advantage or look for
Yeah,
themselves.
go for it.
Oh God. So is this investigation?
Yeah.
Oh God, good luck. That's a 8 minus 1. 7.
Ooh, 7.
It's clear.
You're so good at this.
I take in a slow, long breath and I roll my eyes and I look down at my silk dress because, of course, I've worn my best dress. If I'm going to die here, I'm going to look good doing it. I get down on the dirty ground and I look too.
Roll an investigation.
Ooh.
21.
21.
There we go.
Okay. With a 21, the powers of all three of you combined, you don't see any sort of trap or any sort of pollution fighting superhero, but you do notice in this place there is a coldness and oddity to the way the light is moving in this room. It's magical by nature, but the shadows it's casting don't seem to be organic, natural. They don't seem to be falling in the way that shadows should. Even with this dim light, they seem to be shifting and moving in ways ever so subtly, almost like when you are in a dark room at night and you lay in your bed, and if you stare long enough, the walls start moving just a bit. Things start to shift in your vision.
I dust myself off as I get up and I say, hold a moment. There's something unusual about the darkness of this place. Let me try something, if you don't mind, Empress.
Go.
I begin to wrap my fingers together, and as I'm encircling them in some sort of invisible shape, you can see the shadows that are cast by my fingertips begin to turn into a web, and I stretch this web into an arcane symbol. I'd like to cast Create Bonfire directly on one of the shadows.
Yeah.
If there's any creature within this 5-foot cube, they have to make a dexterity saving throw or take 1d8 fire damage.
Okay, where are you casting that?
Directly at the densest shadow.
Okay. You notice a specific shadow that's moving kind of around this area. Let's go ahead and make this thing red. So kind of around this area, you throw that bonfire out and you hit this, and it doesn't necessarily hit something. As you cast it, it hits the wall. You see plainly that it hits the wall of this corridor, this hallway. But with that fire and light, as the light hits the wall and illuminates it, almost thrown from the wall itself, almost if it's thrown from the shadow, a figure, a dragonborn in a metal mask formed to the shape of his face, kind of over the top, red cloak and black garb, as he pulls out 2 blades made of pure shadow as well. As you cast this out, you said he does how much damage to him?
It has to do a dex save.
Okay.
If it fails 17, it takes 1d8 fire damage.
Okay. 18 on the save.
Okay, so nothing happens.
Okay, nothing happens. Okay, so as that light kind of shines, he like rolls out of that wall, just narrowly kind of avoiding it, and standing here in the middle for just a moment, looking at you with these swords out. And just as quickly as you see him, he dives into the next wall and just disappears into a shadow. What do you all do?
Do I have any history of knowing these kind of creatures? Like, were they around?
Roll me a history check.
That went so well last time. 13.
13. Ooh. With a 13. With a 13. Roll me another history check. Sorry, I just.
2 middle ground.
Yeah.
Okay, how's a 4?
Okay.
Does that help clarify
No,
where
you're
I
good,
stand
you're
on
good.
this?
You know that these, with 13 to 4 and some of your background and knowledge here, you have never seen these before, but you have an assumption. You know that even in the days of your father, when your uncle was just Ogdril the Shadow, a great warrior, you knew that he had a loyal band of followers that were dedicated to his causes, that fought with him in battle, a horde of dragonborns that he called his dragon knights. But you've never seen them before.
Well, these are new.
They'll seek to hide from us. Back to back. Stand close to one another. We shall go down this hall, but we will not play into their hands.
Atalantos is gonna just like ask for everybody to just sort of make sure we're focusing on all the walls, and if anybody pops up, someone yell out and scream. And let's go.
Okay.
Are we forming like a triangle?
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Just back to back to back, all that sort of stuff.
Okay, I'll take the bottom wall then, kind of facing that side.
You at the bottom wall?
Yeah, on the bottom wall.
Okay.
Is that where you guys want to be?
Yeah.
Okay. As you all move your way through this hallway,
I'd like to prepare a reaction of hurling an eldritch blast if that
Yeah,
same creature
absolutely.
appears again.
anything else, any other reactions or anything anybody wants to prepare in this moment?
Let me
I will.
think.
I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm just gonna stab them. If
Yep.
I see someone get close, stabbing them.
All right, fair enough. All right, as you walk up here, the shadows, Elusia next to you, begin to shift as out of that wall, sliding on his knees, a dragon knight comes to slice at your legs. Because you all have prepared and are ready for it, he is going to roll with disadvantage. So let's go ahead and natural 1. So, Elusia, with a natural 1, I'll let you return fire on him. How do you attack him here?
Yes. Okay, since they are right here with this hit, I would like. I can't believe they rolled a nat 1, and they're right close with me, right? We're like 5 feet away.
Oh yeah, he came in sliding on his knees to like try to cut you across the back of your legs.
Does that count that they're prone then?
He's not. Yeah, go
You
ahead.
said he was sliding
yeah,
on
yeah,
his
go ahead.
knees.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Okay.
He's on his knees
I'm
right now.
sorry. Okay, cool. I'm gonna hit him with that short sword.
Yeah.
Mess him up.
Please. Did it come through?
It did not.
I'll try again. Let me try reopening my character.
Yeah.
This is losing the momentum. This is
It's
very
okay.
exciting.
Oh, there you go.
There it is. Ah! Does an 11? No, wait. I get advantage, right? Because
You do. You get disadvantage because, well, you know, there's because your oath
Yes.
bow, you have disadvantage with every other weapon that's not your oath bow.
yeah, but I'm not
True.
using the oath bow.
Right? No. So because you made your oath with the oath bow, every other weapon you use, you have disadvantage with.
That's right. Okay, so that one's an 11. Does that hit?
An 11 just hits
What?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Good to know.
Oh shoot.
for these guys. Yeah,
For these guys.
For these
Not
guys.
every time.
these are the underlings. Hey, what?
Okay, cool. Well, half of 5 then.
All right.
3. 3 points of damage.
3 points of damage.
I kind of panic in the moment and I take a half step back as I stab into him.
You stab into him. He uses his bonus action to disengage and right back into the wall.
Is that an attack of opportunity?
He disengaged with his bonus action.
Oh yeah, he disengaged.
They can do
Okay,
that.
fair enough. Sorry, I just wanted to hit him again.
You're good. You're good. You can. You guys. This is free combat. Kind of. We're very loose here, so if you can have reactions prepared and things like that. It's okay.
Would
We're not,
my reaction have triggered
if you want to use it on that one, yeah, you can. You can do that.
Sure.
that one? Yeah,
Okay.
I will.
Okay. Take a stab before he dives off then. Or an Eldritch Blast, if you will. Oh yeah, that'll hit.
It's 14 damage. No, it's not. Where did I make that up? 6 damage.
6 damage. With
We should all just do that from now on.
It's like I just chose a number apparently.
as you hit him with that Eldritch Blast, just poof, he turns into just a cloud of shadow. Poof, as you kill him, his armor just clanks to the ground, and everything that was physical about him just poof, wisps out into a shadow, dead.
Well, there's one.
I have a feeling he is not alone. Show yourself.
Atalantis would just sort of scream out, calling for them to strike.
Okay. With that, 2 of them rush into you as you ask for it. First one's going to be a 16 to hit, not going to do it.
Nope.
Second one's going to be a 24 to hit, will do it.
There it is.
All right, so that is 8 slashing damage as one of these comes by, trying to slice at you there. Any reactions you all are holding? Still, you can use them.
Yeah, my reaction would go off of from trying to strike into this guy. As we rush on in, Atalantis is raised. He's going to try to pierce their or stake their foot into the ground so they can't run away.
Okay.
All right. Attack roll. Let's see. They're not even breaking out the defender sword yet. They're just using the spear right now. Ooh, we're back at it. That's an 11.
It's just going to hit. It's going to do half damage.
There we go.
Glancing blow.
Lancing blow. Ooh, worst damage. 8 points of damage.
All right. 4 on the glancing blow as you strike this one here for that 4 points of damage, and likewise, they will take their bonus actions and disengage, disappear right back into the walls. You all continue to move forward.
I say yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Kind of a new round here, if you will. Any other bonus actions, preparations that you're making, anything you're doing to try to ferret out where they're at to get the edge on them?
Possibly.
I don't have much of anything besides more damage, so I'll leave it to you guys.
I have a torch I would like to light to
Okay.
add in some extra light here.
Yeah, absolutely. You can light that torch on one of the magical lights hanging in this place. Where are you gonna Are you gonna throw it, or are you gonna just hold on to it?
I'm gonna hold on to it with my short sword in my other hand.
Okay. That'll give disadvantage to any attacks coming at you as they kind of leap out of the wall here. As you all move forward, new set of reactions in tow. This time, those shadows flickering for a moment as 4 jump out. 2 on you again, Atalantos. 1 on you, Kyle. 1 on you, Elusia. As they will all make attack rolls here. That is 23 on Atalantos. 22 on Atalantos. Kaya,
Yep, barely.
a 28.
Will they have disadvantage on these because the light?
They have disadvantage on you because you're holding a torch.
Oh.
Gotcha. Interesting. Okay.
And even with disadvantage, 24 on you, Elusia.
Oh, yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, we'll just roll these all at one time. Just do some flat damage here. 11 points for each of you, and then Atalantos for the second one, another 5. So 11 for Kaya and Elusia, and 16 for Atalantos.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Any attacks or reactions you want to give back in return?
Yes, I want to stab them.
Go ahead. We're kind of in free combat here. Just
Tell you what, can I, instead of striking them, can I grapple them instead?
Yeah,
I can do.
You can certainly try to grab one, yeah. And Elusia, that will hit.
Sure thing. Atalantos will look over, and as they're seeing that they're kind of jumping in and out of the likes of the shadows, they'll try to hold them, or they'll kind of put their spear to the side and just reach out and try to bear hug them to prevent them from going anywhere.
Okay.
Athletics check. 24. They got to be in acrobatics or athletics.
They are not going to be able to do that. With a 12, you are able to grapple. Which one are you grappling?
We're gonna grab top one.
Top one?
Over here.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, you've got that one in your clutches here. His buddy's going to disengage and disappear into the shadow as you grab him, but he cannot go anywhere. Elusia, you had 7 points of damage on this one down here.
Yes.
Kaya, anything that you want to do to attack this creature coming into to you?
Are we essentially treating these like they are in and out in one turn, or do we get a full turn?
You can have your full turn. Yeah. You can
Okay.
have your full
okay.
turn. Yeah. Very
okay,
loose combat, but you can. They attack. You can attack. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna enter my form of dread.
Okay.
So I gain 1d10 plus 11 hit points. Okay, so I gain 15 temporary hit points, and with my action, I'll fire off 3 Eldritch Blasts, and you just see me drop down to one knee, and as I throw them out, they will go in the direction of the 3 that we see here.
You'll have advantage on the one that Atalantos is holding.
Okay. It's the easiest way for me to do this. All right, we'll start with that one first then.
Okay.
Does that work? Okay. That's gonna be at advantage.
Mm-hmm. 12 will hit.
Okay. In my dread form, I get an additional die. Are they immune to necrotic damage?
These guys are resistant to necrotic damage.
Okay.
I didn't like that smile.
All right, then I won't take advantage of my extra die, and I'll stick with the 6. Okay, so that's 6 on that one, and then these other 2 are gonna be the other 2 guys.
Okay. That'll hit. That'll just hit half damage.
Okay, one of them is going to take 12 damage, and the last one will take 6 damage.
These 2 at the bottom in front of you and Elusia write their obituaries.
As I drop down to a knee and the Eldritch Blasts erupt from me, you see them taking the shape of these coagulating skulls, darkness kind of pooling together, becoming something solid and in between, and then take the shape of gaping maws, these skeletal heads. As they crash into them, you hear these blood-curdling screams, and 2 of them are undone.
Perfect, yeah, and their armor likewise clanks on the halls of this floor as Atalantos still has his hands on one of these figures. Elusia, anything else you want to do here? You want to ready in action or anything?
I would like to ready in action as I prepare for one more probably to pop out.
Okay. Yeah, and as you do that, one more does pop out. And likewise, another one pops over here, and he's actually going to attack Atalantos, trying to free his compatriot here. These guys are going to, one's going to go for you, Elusia, with disadvantage.
Right after he does something, I'm going to try to do something.
Okay, 11's not going to hit you, Elusia. The other one,
Dodge it. I'm ready for this.
other one's going to go for Atalantos with a 21. Does 21 hit you?
21 is my AC.
Okay, so this will do half damage. It'll be 2 points of slashing damage
2 points.
as these shadow blades.
Ooh, oh no.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Elusia,
Sound hit.
I'm sorry.
make me a strength saving throw, Elusia.
No. Strength saving.
Mm-hmm.
24. It's an 18.
Yes, it
24 is
does.
higher than 18.
This creature here with your nat 1 is going to knock your short sword out of your hand. So it's gonna skitter 10 feet away from you. But he's going to try to grab your arm and try to pull you into the wall with him. And he's almost successfully kind of gets into the wall. Unable to pull you in, he lets go and back into the shadow. Atalantos, you were holding on to an action or something?
Yes. So here's what will happen. You'll see as Atalantos has this individual still grappled, has him exactly where he wants him. He'll kind of put the shield over this individual before taking out the spear and begin to say,
If you like to hide in the darkness so much, well, let me welcome you to the light.
and he is going to invoke the rite of the flame, and his spear will begin to just engulf itself into this blazing light. He's gonna stab into this guy, hopefully. All right. Let's see.
Does that give off a permanent radius of any sort of light or anything?
Nah, it just lights
Just
my
one time?
weapon on fire. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right. So spear. That's a 17 to hit.
Yeah, go ahead and take advantage on that just because of the fire and the light.
Thank you. I'll take that. Oh, we're gonna take that 17 though.
Yep, 17's gonna do it.
Also, we're gonna roll a d8 because I'm gonna take a little bit of damage. I will take the 2. And it's gonna be a total of 13 points of piercing damage and 4 points of fire damage. On top of that, I'm gonna sear a brand into him, as you'll notice as the symbol of Korthun will begin to start brandishing itself onto his chest before he rips it out from this guy.
Okay. What was
It's
the...
gonna deal an extra, I think it's only an extra 2 points of damage or 2 points of psychic damage.
Is it this one you're attacking, right? Or is it the other one that was coming in?
Top one that I was grappling.
Okay, yeah. Right as obituary.
Yeah, just like that. You'll see as he begins to jab the likes of the spear into him, branding him with Korthun's symbol. He rips it out, but you'll see as the blood begins to splatter out. And it's time to use an ability that I forgot to use this entire campaign. You'll see as the blood spills out onto the ground. It's a fatal sacrifice for them, but a glorious death for me, as blood will begin to slowly siphon itself back into my wounds, and I will heal using fatal recovery and healing up to my blood hunter level. Get some of my HP back after getting stabbed and thrown around left and right. I'll look over and towards the other individuals.
Care to join him? Or do you kneel?
And that will be his go.
Yeah, as his armor clanks as well, and all that's left is the physical remains. This last Dragon Knight is actually, you're gonna see him. He's gonna dart kind of like shadow to shadow, even like diving into the floor and up and back through into these pieces of shadow. He's gonna try to run away down this hallway.
Elusia,
chase
take
after
the
him?
shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Or I'd
You
like
can.
to. Yeah, I'll hit him
yeah.
with my oath bow. Why race after them when I could just shoot them? That's a better idea. Thank you. Atalantos, great idea.
That's all you.
You've got this, Empress.
That'll hit-
25.
That'll hit. You have disadvantage because wait, no, you don't have disadvantage. Never mind.
It's
Good
only
call.
7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. You stick an arrow just straight through his back, comes out the front, and you can hear him visibly like coughing up blood inside of his helmet that is just fitted to that tight dragon muzzle. And he falls to the floor, but as he falls into the shadow, disappearing.
So I do have Warcaster, so I can use my spells as a reaction.
Go ahead, try.
Okay, I'm gonna try, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give a little cheeky Eldritch Blast here.
Yeah. Nat 20.
Natural 20. Yeah, just write his obituary. Yeah.
It's 25 damage.
He's got 3 health points left.
I think this is more of a masterful shot than an explosive one. So what I would like to do here is I would like to concentrate this hardened shadow. And as I send it forward, it looks more like a needle. And I want to make it subtle so that it looks like Elusia got the kill.
Oh,
Nice. All right,
that's
as
so sweet.
you fire, you kill that one trying to get away. Roll me another perception check.
Ooh.
All of you.
Oh.
Gotcha.
19.
For the 19.
10.
11. Right there with
That
you.
is leading us.
You look up after defeating these and kind of out from the shadows at the end. You just kind of see their eyes appearing, these kind of yellow eyes from the shadows, just kind of glinting there. And they're not fully in the light now, but you can kind of distinguish their figures as they're there for a moment, kind of watching this unfold, cocking their heads, kind of examining the fight. And just as soon as you see them, they step out through a doorway into another hallway that leads further into the Dread Fortress.
So much for subtlety. Looks like we have made ourselves known.
Well, I suppose we should put on a show then, so that way we don't disappoint.
After you, I look forward to this.
I was hoping you would say that.
All right. What do you all do at this point?
Oh, actually, I got an idea. As they're kind of walking through, Atalantis will just say,
Kaya, on the way there, just to make sure, check for traps. As you can see, me and Elusia, we are thrilled for battle. We cannot focus on the floor as dirty as it is.
It's alright. I'll have to get used to getting on my knees for our Empress anyway. So I will. And I'll lead the party and I'll check for traps.
I'm gonna give myself disadvantage at perception and other awareness things for at least the next couple minutes.
You go
I
ahead.
am going to be very oblivious and now in my dreams.
"Oh my god."
I'm sorry. The story just writes itself, y'all.
All right.
It really does.
You move your way through the corridors of this Dread Fortress stealthily. Elusia, you seeing many of the rooms that you once called home, seeing into the kitchen and many of the chambers and the halls and the game rooms, to some of the servants' quarters, even some rooms where, not your immediate family, but distant relatives would come and stay from afar. at time these are rooms that were more elaborate for hosting guests of a distinguished nature. A lot of these rooms that you see, what strikes you the most as you walk through your old home? When you look into these rooms, what do you see? What are you most struck by?
How surprising it is that it's so empty. Growing up, every room there was people bustling, individuals using them. The Dread Fortress was quite open, with activities always being held, visitors always hosted, and here it feels much more like a tomb at this point. Many of the rooms, spaces perhaps untouched for many years, forgotten and unused. Its space just merely ghosts. And she can almost picture the actions that were there, but it's all echoes.
Yeah, you remember back to a time, like you said, that was a much more busy Dread Fortress, well lit, bright decorations of gold that your father had adorned on the walls, paintings of himself and of his family and of important figures of the past. Goblins scurrying around, carrying plates and trays and all sorts of things, working on different projects, and artisans cooking in the kitchen, always being busy with servants and royalty alike, eating together at times, even in a communal space. Everyone here enjoying this time together. But as you make your way through, things do feel like a tomb as you come across a large hall that was once a place of celebration, a place with an open sky, not a sky open to the actual sky above, but a magical sky that once hosted the stars and the night sky, a visage kind of shown on the ceiling, and large columns in this room where people would dance and music would play and drinks would be thrown. Then you're not too far off from the throne room here itself. It was once kind of a large banquet hall, now in ruins.
This isn't how it should have been. Don't get me wrong, there was always a darker side to this, but there were lights and tables, and she'll kind of walk around the edge of the room, seeing everything in crumbles. I mean, this doesn't just fall apart. This is being destroyed. It's like the legacy that we had here is just hated. I don't even know who caused this. My uncle? Someone else?
Willful neglect is a type of death in its own.
It's the saddest one, isn't it not?
It might be, but if you wish, we can write it, but not now. You must focus on the goal at hand.
Perhaps a little more destruction is needed.
Elusia,
It'll
roll.
be fine to put this space to death so we can build upon its bones.
Roll me a history check.
Oh, I'm always good at those. An 11.
With an 11, even though it's in disrepair and the cobwebs are overgrown and it doesn't look like home anymore, you still remember the way you're supposed to go here. You know that you're close to the throne room. You know that just down here to the south, imminently leads to the throne room and perhaps your uncle.
We're not far.
Sensing a bit of hopelessness in Elusia, I will move over to her and put a hand on her arm. Nothing a little bit of paint can't fix. Don't worry. It'll be fine.
I wish I had your confidence in this moment.
You do. All of it.
I didn't even get to watch this place die. No chance to mourn it. And here to come back, it's just like a nightmare, really.
You were not here to watch it die, sure, but you must be here to watch it be rebuilt.
You're right.
And the thing about nightmares is that they end eventually.
Well, let's wake this place up. And she's going to take her remaining short sword and purposely drag it along the stone, making noise. Quite defiantly with each step, allowing her heels to hit the stone hard to make her presence known.
Roll me a stealth check with disadvantage. I know you're not trying to be stealthy, but go ahead and roll it.
I was thinking more intimidation. With
Oh,
it.
you want to
This-
intimidate? Roll the intimidation too.
This is
Roll them both.
This is my space, and I want them to know I am here.
Roll them both.
$17 for intimidation.
Okay.
I'm happy with that. I don't know if
That's
I should
good.
be, but I'm happy with it.
They hear you all right. They rolled a 22.
On intimidation? Dang it! Cool. It's fine.
As you drag your sword across this place, echoing through the chamber from out of the shadows as if they were waiting already. Coming out of the doors behind you, in front of you, filing out a large troop of these dragon knights you just fought within the previous hallway, as one particular dragon knight makes his way up, a little larger than the others, kind of standing other side of this pillar of you.
I go to face him. I stand across from him. Your Empress has returned, and I will show you who sits on the throne today.
My king awaits your presence.
Then move, fool.
Then you'll go willingly.
I'm here on my own accord. My uncle scares me not. Make a path and let us through. Unless you think your king cannot handle this.
Okay.
Is it not by force in which he took this seat? Allow force to be reclaimed.
All right. As you have agreed to go willingly to the Shadow King, these dragon knights line up for you to make your way through this doorway, as they will follow behind you through the halls of the Dread Fortress, stopping short of the throne room as you see the large wooden and iron door that you once pushed open as a child to greet your father. Looking dimmer and darker around the edges now, though. Red banners hang where the gold ornaments used to be. A sadness in the air, a darkness, low light everywhere. Do you push the doors open?
I kick the doors open.
Fair enough.
Can I try?
Go, yeah, roll me a strength check.
Oh, great. I should have shut my mouth and just let it
I was
happen.
going to let it thematically go.
Should just took the roll.
Strength
Please
check.
don't break.
Oh!
I kick the doors down and the doors break off the hinges, now giving me a bridge to walk through. I am here! And then the subset behind that is bitches.
Yes.
I don't say it, but everyone knows. That's there.
We all heard it.
You kick down the fucking doors.
It's
At-
badass. Like dust goes up, and I'm like the light behind me as the three of us shadows emerge from this door frame, looking frickin' badass. Like, I don't know, there's some rock music that has to be playing right now. Some goblin who's been hiding this entire time in the tunnels just knows this is his moment to bring out his electric guitar as we
And here he
emerge.
comes. As that goblin behind you, that's Cannon now, carrying an electric guitar and a little hip amp, just playing the theme song. He's heard of your returns, coming to usher you in, little goblin bard. As you kick down this door and the large doors fall, left in disrepair for 300 years, barely hanging on the hinges, they ripple and echo, and the dust raises around you. As you look through this chamber, which was once your father's throne room, like the rest of the Dread Fortress, now covered in red and skulls and darkness, you look at the altar at the throne, the end of the hallway. You see several mages standing in wait around the throne, not making a move. Energy circulating their body, that chaos energy, the same energy that was in the clouds before you came into the Dread Fortress, crackles around their bodies, all these different colors of lightning, but they stand resolute. As you look past them, you see Vythorn, the Endless Scholar, standing to the right hand of the Shadow King. The Shadow King sitting upon your father's throne. Very different look now, but you recognize the chair has been refashioned. That is your father's throne. As he sits, roll me a perception check.
I still have disadvantage as Kaya continually permeates my thoughts.
Not sorry.
Oh no! I missed
Wow.
that 20 for that.
Why?
That's how much I care for you.
You all can roll perception checks as well if you're looking at the Shadow King.
I'm looking at the Shadow
Yeah.
I
King.
gave
Okay.
up a nat 20 for you.
It's okay. We all know it's because of the titty window.
It
I rolled an 11.
Okay.
13.
You can't quite make it out because he is shrouded in shadow just a bit. Elusia, even with an 8, you recognize the face of your uncle, a man you know as Ogdril. He looks a little gray or a little whiter, has a white mustache and pointed goatee. His hair long and white underneath mage robes. Over his head, a dark hood and cape kind of flows around him and flows around the throne and across his legs. The cape itself seems to be made of pure shadow or some sort of chaos energy, as it also has that crackling lightning nature to it within as you stare at it. He sits in this throne kind of hunched, kind of slumped, seeming old and a little bit frail, even as you look upon him.
Uncle, your favorite niece has returned. Do you remember me?
Elusia, you have returned home.
What home is this? Nothing looks familiar here. You yourself have changed quite a bit.
Well, I'm not the man that I once was, but I can still move about. And as far as the decor, I kind of like it. As he looks around his throne room, I had always hoped that you would return home. That one day, we would be reunited. And that you may serve at my side. For the good of the Void.
What are you talking about, Uncle? At your side? You think I would be for overthrowing my father?
Your father. Child. I was more of a father to you than he was, always counting his coins. You remember the good times? I raised you.
but not to be like this. My father may have loved his coins, but your greed has you loving power. I do not recognize the man up there. I call you uncle, but I do not greet you as family today.
Well, it is the nature of children to rebel against their parents, I suppose.
You're sitting in my chair. It's time for you to get up, old man.
Perhaps.
I've brought friends.
Yes. Yes, I see.
Kaya, Adelantos. Meet the Shadow King, formerly my uncle.
Looking a little dusty there.
Make a.
Maybe.
Sorry, go ahead. Please.
Maybe we could do a little bit of redecorating by force.
Roll me a wisdom saving throw, Adelantos and Kaya.
Sure thing.
And Elusia, actually. Elusia as well.
That's what we don't like to hear.
Nope.
Alright, wisdom saving throw. Ooh.
Can we get inspo from my goblin bard?
You know what? Yeah, take a. I mean, you got 14 more to make up, but you can go ahead and have a D12 of inspo.
Okay, because he's like
Alright.
rocking it out right now.
I'll try my best. You said D12?
Yeah.
Alright, let's see. Well, 8, 15?
Okay, 15.
Another thing.
20, 25 for Elusia.
Oh, my bad. I spelled that wrong.
You're good. You're
Look at
good.
104.
Typo.
What's
9.
your inspo? How do I get that?
Okay.
Total of 16 here.
With those rolls, you feel a presence start to push into your mind, a darkness kind of clouding your vision, almost not in a physical way, but almost as if you're losing focus in your head as you try to fight this push into your mind, but you can't quite push it out, as the Shadow King is very powerful, and as he pushes into your mind, it's not painful, it doesn't harm you in any ways, but your memories begin to flash before you, almost not your entire life story, but many of the recent events you see kind of in fast forward, just flashing as the Shadow King probes your memories. I don't understand. We're not so different. My child, would you not do what is necessary for your people? Would you not save the realm from a despot? Much as I have done. Your father. My brother. I loved him, but he was a stupid and cowardly man, hiding behind his golden shield in battle, waiting to be saved by me. We would never even have won the Chaos Wars without my assistance. If it were left to him, the entire realm would have fallen a century ago. Centuries ago. But I did what I had to do. I see that you are much the same, are you not?
I'm here to do what needs to be done.
Then join me and we can do it together.
I don't need you for this. You are not who I thought you were.
Then what is it? Who is it you think that I am?
A monster, corrupted by your own greed. Have you not seen the lands and what they've become? Even the fortress, if you never leave these walls, it's in decay. Everything is being consumed by you. This power you seek, you've sacrificed every life here. And you'll take it all. What is there left to rule? These barren lands cry out for help, and yet all you think about is your own hunger. That is not a ruler. I am here to bleed you dry to feed these lands.
It is true that many are dying. But they are not dying in vain. Their sacrifice fuels the chaos that thrives within this lands. And he's going to look specifically to Kaya. Kaya, surely you can understand. Death brings new life. Is this not the natural way?
It certainly is, but there is something unnatural about you.
And you, warrior, Atalantos, you and I, cut from the same cloth. We weren't handed a throne. We weren't handed our honors. We had to win them on the fields of battle. Sometimes sacrifices must be made. You know this.
As far as I see, I stand on the battlefield while you sit on a throne that is not yours. As the Emperor said, it's time to move or be moved.
Yes. I see. Well, very well. I suppose that I will move, and you're sure you won't join me, daughter?
I am no daughter of yours. And she'll step forward.
Very well, then. You can have the throne. Once I am dead. As he takes a hand of that shadow cloak and pulls off his robes, and what was once an old man begins to straighten and bolster himself as a glowing mist of shadows, kind of white in nature, begin to form around him. That cloak, as he throws it off, comes down, forming into two shadow blades at his side as he cracks his neck, standing much taller now, more muscular, as he breathes in. And as he sucks in the air and grows in size, you notice. Well, roll me a perception check. We'll see if you notice.
Is that to everyone or Elusia?
Everyone. Everyone is looking.
Gotcha.
21.
I cast eyeballs.
Looking circles.
I cast
11.
blind as bat.
Okay. Yeah, if you were above a Ted, you would notice that this shadow energy that's feeding into him has that same crackling nature about it. You see that over here. He's got many acolytes here. There's maybe half a dozen or more acolytes standing at this place here by his throne, kind of surrounding him. You notice that as he kind of bolsters himself and takes in this energy, one of those shadow servants behind him begins to wither and become decrepit and old and dry, and his mouth begins to hang open and becomes skeletal as he falls to the ground and becomes dust as the Shadow King siphons his life force and his chaos energy. Well then, Elusia, are you ready?
You can call me your empress. May that be your final breath.
Very well.
Back to the two, Kaya, Atalantos. Good luck, everyone. Kind of.
We've got your back.
At the ready.
A smile creeps across her face, ready to be in battle once more, feeling energized by this. I would like to charge. No, I wouldn't. I have a bow. I play differently, sorry. I would like to pull back and ready to let Oath take its charge.
Okay, as you reach back to knock an arrow, we will take a 10-minute break. That arrow will fly when we return. See you soon.
I'm right at this dude's butthole again, so you know what I'm doing.
Roll the damage.
You're amazing.
6 points on my own.
Write his obituary.
As she reaches up, down on one knee, she thrusts up straight into that gross butthole, seen right up his skirt. As blood pours a waterfall down on her, his helmet, he pulls it off in a sudden face that is distorted and bruised, but his eyes now wide, his mouth as open as his own butthole, as he lands on his knees right in front of you and face plants.
Kind of like leaning over, looking at the butthole. Good work, Elusia.
Thank you. This way, technically, the body could be salvaged.
For what?
Ooh. Nice dice, Dice Daddy. Good roll, Dice Daddy. That's it, Dice Daddy. Don't be shy. Get in there. Thanks, Dice Daddy. Dice Daddy.
What is glory but leaving your mark upon the world? What is glory but letting them remember your name despite death? And I'm gonna pull out the scroll and I'm gonna cast Meteor Swarm. Reach my hands up from the stars and pull them down amongst us.
Min
How do I
reaches
do that?
out with an arm to like grasp yours.
Yes.
We're in this together.
Now what do I roll?
40d6.
40?
Oh, fuck.
131 points of damage.
Here we observe the terrifying chinchillas. As they are unionized, they're quite dangerous. Their fluffy bodies hide many knives, and they're known to trample a champion or two. If you would like to tap into the ferociousness of these terrible monsters, check out our Chinchilla shirt in our store. Have you died?
Oh, yes, all the time.
Stunned silence, kind of unblinking. What is it like to die?
Go ahead and shoot me. Aim for the heart.
If she wants to be shot, let her be shot.
Just do it. It'll be fine.
Pull my arrow back, aiming straight for her heart.
Shadows and what appears to be maybe something akin to a soul begins to burst out from where it's pierced me. And you hear these wailing screams as this void escapes my body and dissipates into the air, and it explodes out in a ring all around me. All of a sudden, it sucks back in. I look very fucked up. Ugh. Well, there you go.
Name that monster!
It's a manticore.
All right. Welcome back to Skypiercer Part 3. As we are in the throne room of the Shadow King, the fight is about to break out. Moving back in time here just a moment, though. to address someone else in the room. As Vythorn, the Endless Scholar, stands at the right hand of the Shadow King. As the Shadow King takes in all of this energy, killing one of his own servants for that chaos energy. Oh, this feels so good. It's been ages since I've had a fight. And I only have one person to thank for it. As he turns his head to Vythorn. Vythorn! You weasel! You treacherous snake. I'm almost proud of you. It would be you to usurp me. Always one for a little bit more knowledge. The what-ifs plaguing your decisions. Don't worry, I'll deal with you when I'm finished. As he looks back at Vythorn, and Vythorn actually begins to cast a spell at that moment, trying to hit the Shadow King before anything can go down. The Shadow King simply, though, raising a hand as shadows from all around the throne and up from the floor just come up, some piercing through the arms of Vythorn, others wrapping around his neck and his legs, skewering him through the torso in some places as he remains stuck in this place, held in place by these shadows. As he bleeds, really not even saying anything, not able to say anything, as the shadows kind of wrap around him and hold him. As he looks back at you, Elusia, you knock that bow and let loose an arrow. Go ahead and roll to hit before we start our official combat.
25.
A 25 will hit.
That will be a total of 18 damage.
As you strike him with that arrow, he will use a legendary action. As that shadows around him form and they hit and disperse, you see that energy from your arrow transferred, running down through the floor, through the shadows, this crackle of lightning that leads straight to Vythorn, the Endless Scholar, who will take that 18 points of damage. As he uses that energy to transfer that blow into Vythorn. Roll for initiative.
Oh, yeah.
I might have to reset the initiatives. Hold on a second.
Yes.
Let me know when to do it then.
Look at the initiatives. Wait in the combat. Sorry. I had the old combat in there. Okay, go ahead.
Alright.
Where's the initiative button again?
Where the fist icon is at the top. In the
Right.
top. Yeah, by the chat bubble.
In Foundry.
In Foundry.
On the character
Got
sheet.
it.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeehaw.
I don't think I gave him an initiative. Do this. Oh, 28.
Yeah, just give him a high card. That's fine.
It's fine. He's going to. He's the Shadow King, not the Shadow Punk.
Look at this punk just sitting there.
Look at him. Look at him just sitting there.
Big punk energy.
As he, as Ogdril, the Shadow King, cracks his neck, that arrow striking him, but the energy damaging Vythorn instead. He will start sprinting at you, Elusia, down this long corridor. And as he does, much like his dragon knights, he jumps into this column, into the shadow of it, appearing out the other side, sliding by to take 2 strikes at you with his shadow blades.
He can try.
And a nat 20 says he will.
Oh, come on. We can't even see these rolls. They don't count.
Oh, it was hidden? No way it was hidden.
Yeah. And
I'll re-roll it because I don't like that. Damn, what a waste of a nat 20.
Oh yeah, what a waste.
Man, there's so much damage too. So much damage.
Ha!
Does a 17 hit?
17 doesn't hit.
Okay, second strike. 17 doesn't hit.
I'm doing a cool Matrix move, falling back, oath bow in hand. I look like JoJo from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, striking that pose all the way back on my heels.
Okay, he slides through and takes a few strikes at you, which you are going to dodge. All right. Who is next in the combat order? Shadow King makes his first move. Atalantos, you are up, bud.
as this is happening, he'll look over and he'll realize the fight has only just begun. He looks down towards his shield and looks down towards the spear and realizes now is the time. We'll begin to speak out in for his bonus action. He'll first say,
For my life, I have always fought as the spear of Korthun, but today I fight as the sword of the Empress.
and as this happens, he will draw out the Defender longsword and set it ablaze into this blazing heat. And as he will do so, he will begin to look over towards the Empress, and an eye or one of his eyes will begin to start glowing for a moment, and your bow will also begin to emblazon with heat as he's going to use the rite of revitalization. So I'm going to take a bunch of damage, but we're going to hope it's for the best. All right, I'm going to take 13 points of damage, and then that is my bonus action. Let's mess him up. As he'll rush over towards Elusia's aid, he will begin to just swing forth, or trying to aim just immediately for kill shots towards the head and then towards the lengths of the torso. Two attacks. All right, let's do this. All right, inventory, and the longsword. Ugh. We got a 12 for the first one. We're gonna swing again. We'll just swing forth as he begins to try to. He's almost kind of being blinded by the own sort of fire and more. He'll try to strike one more time, ripping as much as he can. Ah, man.
Natural
Unlucky.
one!
Oh man, nat one. Unfortunate.
As you swing through the Shadow King, you literally swing through him as he makes himself incorporeal for just a moment as your sword goes through him twice. And with a nat 1, he's going to go ahead and take a Shadow Blade strike at you here in retaliation. 25 to hit.
25, that will hit.
That'll be 11 slashing, 6 necrotic, and 6 fire.
You got it.
As this black shadow hits across you, it breaks out into this black fire that kind of lights up across your armor and your shield for a moment before you kind of put it out. So that is 23 total points of damage for you.
Copy. All right. They will, as they sort of are struck by the likes of this individual, you see as Atalantos, though he's taking or going blow for blow, he'll look over towards them, and he's more so analyzing the likes of this individual, seeing their fighting style, judging it, and waiting for the opportune moment to strike. But that's all he's going to do. He's just going to try to place himself in front of Elusia, and he will end his turn.
Okay, at the end of your turn, he will take another legendary action to teleport through the shadows, disappearing. You can see his wisp, but he pops out over here kind of by this pillar. He's got half cover. All right, Kaya, your turn.
Okay. Kaya will step up. If I move here, would he still benefit from half cover?
If you move over there, no, you should be able to see him.
Okay. Fantastic. As I move, you see me beginning to pull off my gloves, letting them drop to the floor. I unbuckle my cloak. I say, I'm not the only one that serves the Empress. As a servant of death, death also serves me. And I begin to bring my hands up, and the shadows that pool beneath me begin to crawl up my body, and you can see that my flesh begins to melt off my face. and I would like to cast, as a bonus action, Tasha's Otherworldly Guise.
Okay, yeah.
And I would like to take on the Upper Planes transformation. So you hear the sickening crackling of bone as these skeletal wings burst out from behind my back, and they look like dragon wings, and they have 3 fingers on each of them. They spread out and they glow with black light. It's so cold that it burns the air around me. And I would like to cast Eldritch Blast 6 times on the Shadow King.
Go for it. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'm just gonna spam
Mess this dude up.
Do it, do it.
It's gonna take a minute. Hold on.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. 3 will hit. 1 will tie the AC with a 20. So that one does half damage. So 3 hits and a half damage.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 7 plus 11 plus 15 plus 3.
Okay, so yeah.
I'll let you do the math.
Okay, give me those numbers one more time. 7 plus
Okay.
11, 18, 31. Is that what you said? No, 7.
Plus 15 plus 3.
Okay, so 18 plus
7 rounds
15.
down.
Okay, so 33 plus 3, 36.
Yeah.
All right, as you hit him with those Eldritch Blasts, using a reaction, you notice that energy once again transfers to Vythorn, the Endless Scholar.
Ooh,
As you
and in
see-
case it matters, it's all radiant damage.
Oh,
It does matter. Vythorn, the Endless Scholar, takes double damage.
Oops. But I don't care. I'm dead, baby.
As you hit him and he takes those blows and just kind of absorbs and lets them flow back through his connection to Vythorn. You may court death, but I am death. As he looks at you and his eyes start to glow like this necrotic black energy. Anything else for your turn?
No, that's it.
At the end of your turn, he will throw one of his shadow blades, using a legendary action, his last one for this round, at Elusia. 19 to hit.
yeah, that hits.
As he chucks one of these blades, it's going to do 12 slashing, 3 necrotic, 1 fire, 16 total points of damage as he takes one of these blades and
I'm resistant to necrotic.
Okay, so he'll take 2 on that one. So only 15 points total. As he tosses that shadow blade, and it just sings right into your shoulder. And before you can even reach up to grab it, it just dissipates. And from the shadow in the ground, he just pulls up another blade.
Your little magic tricks aren't going to help you out for long. Is it my turn?
If Kaya is done, then yes. She is, yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're
I'm
done.
sick of these shadows. I still have that torch in hand. I like to throw it on the ground on that red carpet
Uh-huh.
and set this throne room ablaze.
Okay. You're going to set the...
Is that a bonus action?
Yeah, I'll let you do it as a bonus action to
Okay.
set the carpet on fire.
Yeah, I'd like to set the carpet on fire.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
I
it's your
wanna burn
house.
this-
I guess you can burn it
Yeah.
down. Yeah, okay.
I want to, yes, set that ablaze as it burns that red carpet up. It's probably pretty flammable too, considering this is a very dry space, very airy. This rug, old, dust, pretty burnable. That's flammable.
All right. That carpet goes up in a roar of flames. And you notice that some of that shadow energy that was around him does dissipate a bit. It doesn't look like he's taken any sort of significant damage or anything from it, but you do notice some of that energy dissipating with the light.
Got it. You can't hide in these shadows anymore. Oh, I don't want to hurt Vythorn more. Can I hit the shadows that hold Vythorn, perhaps?
You can certainly try that.
I would like to certainly try that then.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, make a shot at the shadowy tendrils that are kind of running across the floor holding Vythorn.
A 13 to hit a tendril?
Yeah, you can do that.
That's holding onto him? Cool. Is it still there?
Roll the damage. Roll the
Oh,
damage. Yeah, 8 piercing. Yeah, you'll be able to break one of those tendrils.
Atalantos, what happens when you gave me that thing with my oath bow?
So you get an extra D8 of fire damage on your strikes for every
So-
attack.
Now there is a flaming arrow stuck in that space to add a little more light.
Okay, I'll give you 2 tendrils because of that.
Okay.
Nice.
As that tether to Vythorn wanes just a bit, Vythorn, as you look at him, is looking real fucked up. Like, almost dead fucked up. Just for reference.
How many more tendrils are holding him up?
A couple more.
A couple more? Okay.
They're
I
shooting
will
they were
burn
piercing
this
his
place
limbs.
to the ground before I let you reign a minute longer.
Well, then come on, then. What are you waiting for?
Says the man who keeps hiding behind his pillars.
Are you done?
Do I get 2 actions? No. Yes.
You get 2 attacks, I believe, yeah.
I'd like to attack again at another tendril.
Yeah, go
Trying
for
to
it.
help Vythorn out. Boom.
That hits. Go ahead and roll a damage. All right,
15.
yeah. And with
plus the D8 of fire.
plus with the fire, that extra light, you see that last tendril breaks that was piercing through Vythorn's wrist as he falls, crumples to the ground, unconscious. But you have severed the connection between the Shadow King and Vythorn for the moment.
Quit using your puppets and put your own life on the line, you coward. Here I am, my own flesh and blood. That would be my turn. No, I'm gonna move 2 over here.
Okay. You think that these are puppets? These are my loyal servants willing to give their life for me. It's something you would have to learn to be a true leader. How to sacrifice the lives of those around you. As he uses new round after your turn. Legendary action here to connect tendrils to this guy. The northmost fella.
But we don't know that one, right?
You don't know that yet.
Okay.
Oh, you don't know him. No, you can kill him. You whatever.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, you can. As his shadow tendrils,
Supposedly loyal.
and he will walk. Ooh, how far are you? 35. Okay, so Lucy, you're the only one he can get to right now. He will walk through the fire. Take a 6 points of damage, which will translate to this guy over here, who's going to take 6 points of damage. And he will take two strikes with his shadow blades. 26 on the first. 12 on the second. First one will hit. That'll be 13 slashing, 3 necrotic because it's halved, and 3 fire, so 19 points of damage total as he moves and walks through this fire, just disappearing in the shadow for a minute, just popping right back out of that pillar and stabbing you right through kind of the side, piercing your side with this shadow blade as he drives it in and lets it go, and the shadow dissipates and pulls up another shadow blade in his hand. End of his turn.
How much
Atalantos.
damage was that?
That was 13 plus 3 plus 3, 19 total.
19.
All right. So, question before I even
Yes.
do this. I can walk. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to walk past them. Can I walk in a way where I don't get hit by the fire or nah? If I'm trying to end up here.
Yeah,
So,
you
like,
can
is there
you
a way
can
to do that.
you can tiptoe the fire. Yeah,
Okay, now
he's
let
big,
me
but
see if-
he's not like so big he's gonna knock you in the fire.
Cool. All right. If I'm here, will that provoke an attack of opportunity?
No, because he has reach.
Perfect. That's what I love to hear. Okay. So if I can't hit, doesn't matter. That's not what my job is for. You'll see as Atalantos begins to just almost use the likes of the shield and bash this guy off to the side. And as he begins to do so, it's time to use a different sort of or a final ability for this subclass. You'll see as for the most part throughout the campaign, only one eye, either purple or gold, has been sort of glowing. You'll see both of them begin to erupt out into this necrotic sort of energy and this other divine radiant energy. And as he does so, he will jump up and just slam the sword into the ground, almost like King Arthur, the opposite of it, slamming and staking it into the stone. As it does so, it erupts out. You see as a strange wave of necrosis begins to start infesting the likes of their enemies and begins to start shining out this bit of radiant divine energy towards his allies. He's going to use his 11th level Order of the Sacrament feature and use Tides of Vitality. I'm going to need some Constitution saving throws from a lot of people within 30 feet of me. So here's what I need. I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw from, this guy over here, this guy, yeah, pretty much all the loyal individuals, and I'm going to need one from this guy as well.
Okay. What's the DC on this?
DC should be, pulled it up earlier, should be my Blood Hunter thingy. So 2 + 4 + 8, should be DC 16.
Okay. Ogdril is gonna fail with a 7. The other the top one will fail with a 7. 14 for the next.
Nice.
18 for the third one down.
We'll take half damage.
15 for the last.
Nice. All right, so I can only do this to a max equal to my proficiency bonus, so I'm going to roll 4d8 because I got the maximum number of creatures. So
Okay.
here's how this funny little thing works. I'm curious. Hey, Mud. Those hero point things. How do those things work? Can I use one here? I would like to, I don't know, do something to re-roll that 1 and 2 because I don't like that 1 and 2. We want big damage and big healing, please. What could I do for that?
I think with a hero point, hero point here in this fight, you get 1 a fight. You can totally reroll that 1 and 2 if you want. Yeah. How do you do it? What's it look like? What are you doing to go above and beyond your means here?
Sure thing. As he does so, he has the sword sort of staked into the likes of the stone. He begins to twist and turn. You see as the veins are beginning to start pulsing with this strange, almost purplish ichor and more. You see as he's sort of bleeding for a moment, but he's trying. He looks over towards the likes of all of his allies, and he cannot die here and now. He sees them taking damage, and he needs to be better. He needs to stand tall as a shield. With that, he'll begin to start invoking all the bits of his sort of strange power that he's been gifted. He's gonna just start siphoning more and more of that energy from anything and everyone, all living creatures. All right, let's see. So we're gonna, a little bit better. All right, so we're gonna take 5 + 8, 14, or 13, math is hard. 13 plus 9, so 13 plus 9 damage, whatever that big old number is.
13 plus 9 is 22.
Yes, 22. So these guys are going to, for everybody who failed, they will take 22 points of necrotic damage. For those who succeed, they will take half. And also on top of that, hey, Elusia, you will gain 22 points of healing.
Yes!
As well as myself, because I am in the radius. I don't think I can get, you're just out of the reach. Yeah, you're just out of the reach. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Okay.
All right, that will be their action.
And what was the damage type on that?
It is necrotic damage. So if they're resistant, I mean, it's fine. I'm just here for the healing right now.
Necrotic damage. You notice this individual at the top that the Shadow King was tethered to. I don't know why he's turned sideways, but now he is dead. This individual here, dead. The bottom individual, dead. The Shadow King will take half of 22 because in the glow of this fire, he is no longer immune to necrotic damage. So he is now resistant because of the fire Elusia started. As a reaction to this, though, he will connect these tendrils to the last individual here. And as you see him connect, this individual shrivels up and dies. He will heal for that 11 points of damage. As all of his acolytes, all of his servants here are now dead. Vythorn is unconscious. And the Shadow King is now vulnerable.
Atalantos will turn towards him and just say,
You say that you have loyal pawns, yet they die before you. What type of leader are you? Let us put this to the test.
and that will be his turn.
Okay. End of your turn. He will teleport using a legendary action up here behind this pillar, half cover for you at the moment. Actually, Kaya, you can probably get a good shot on him here. So not half cover for everyone else.
Okay. Is it my turn?
It is your turn, yes.
All right. I would like to send out 6 more Eldritch Blasts.
Do it.
Unleash hell.
Anything above a 20 is going to hit. 20 is the AC.
1, 2, 3, 4. Woo! $13 plus
31, and then you said you hit 4 times?
yeah.
43 total points of damage into the Shadow King, and that is all force damage. And I believe it all will apply. Let me double check on that. Yeah, all applies.
Radiant damage.
Oh, it was radiant?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right, because of your form. So 86 points of damage.
As I throw my hands out towards the Shadow King, you hear this otherworldly voice ripping out of me, and it will say,
Kneel before my queen.
and that's my turn.
Okay. End of your turn. Legendary actions. I need all of you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no.
Twelve will fail. 12 will fail.
I don't think I had anything.
11 will fail. Kaya, I don't. This is not really going to affect. You're immune to necrotic now, right? With your upper planes.
Yes.
Okay, this will not affect you at all. But as you you stand there, as he takes that damage, I'm not out of tricks just yet. As you feel this wave of just negative energy and shadows reaching up from underneath you, much like Vythorn's shadows just shooting up, connecting into your bodies, Atalantos and Elusia, as he will use his shadow siphon. You will take 23 points of necrotic damage.
So I will take 12 since
12.
I'm resistant.
He will heal for 23 points of health, not necrotic health, regular health, as he heals himself there with that legendary action. Anything else for your turn,
Make sure I
Kyle?
got that right.
Yeah, 23.
Make
was
sure I
your-
got that right. 23 points of damage to everybody.
Yes, 23 to
Or
you
FL.
because you're not
Gotcha.
resistant, right? So 12 to Elusia and none to Kaya because she is immune. All right. Kaya, was there anything else you wanted to do?
I will move next to Atlanta.
Okay. Elusia, it is your turn.
I would like to fly up high above this fire so that I can see him.
Yeah, this is a tall room. You can totally see him.
Totally. And we're going to unleash Oath Bow once again, but turning it into lightning.
Lightning, all right.
But not with that 16. Just kidding.
No, not
I have
16.
to wait for it to hit. I'm going to try again, getting frustrated. Quit hiding from me! Though that arrow may not hit him, it does still have fire to it, so it will at least leave a flaming arrow within his space. Again, hiding more of the shadow. I will burn this place down. I mean that. So every miss is still working towards me. You may hide, but you're only catching seconds of your last life. Mother poopers. Okay. A 13 does not hit. So I'm gonna just light another little candle somewhere else.
Okay.
I'm just frustrated. But she stands above this fire nonetheless, feeling the flames lick the bottom of her boot. And where are you without any more of your loyalties here? Whose life will you siphon when there are none left? You'll drain yourself. Just give up now.
Anything else for your turn as you say that?
No?
Oh, okay. Into your turn. Ogdril, the Shadow King, hearing you speak, he's going to teleport right up to you in the air. Just teleports to you behind you, reaching a hand on your shoulder, combining those shadow blades and going to try to thrust them through your torso. And he will roll to hit on that. 25 to hit.
11 does not.
11 does not hit. 25. That'll be 13 slashing, 3 necrotics, so 20 total points of damage.
Okay. You're a
And
coward, and you will die as a coward. You've chosen your path.
well, maybe I can take you with me then. Roll me a strength, contested strength check here. This is,
9 check? Okay.
he is going to pull in your wings and force both of you to fall into the fire. You'll take 2d6 plus a d8 of fire, 10 more points of damage for him as well, as you both fall together into the flames. When you start your turn here, you'll take another d8. And that is the end of his turn, Atalantos.
Oh boy, and they're in the fire. How rough is this guy looking? Is he on death's door? Is he perfectly fine? What's gonna do?
He's not on death's door, but he is bloody.
Buddy, oh,
Here,
God.
I'll that's not how he's looking. Let me show you. That's not how he's looking either. Hold on. It's randomized here. There you go.
Where have we been hitting that's the only red spot?
There you go. He's a little bloody.
Make that
Hit him where it hurts.
Okay, cool. All right, we still have the right open and up. If this guy is, oh god, all right, yeah, this guy is still up. We got to just back them up as much as we possibly can. We'll look over and see the flames or the fire being taken to the flame, and he's gonna rush in towards them to provide support. We'll begin to just almost sliding into the fire, feeling the heat of it slashing towards their sort of the back of their ankles, and then trying to reach over and grab this individual.
3 points of
First things
fire.
First. Where's the heart? You got it. All right, so we're gonna make an attack roll towards this guy.
Yep.
Ender Great Sword. We're gonna keep it in the +3 and hope for something.
Oh!
That one is not what we're looking for.
Natural,
Isn't that your second one with that sword?
natural one.
I'm thinking maybe I should have used the spear. I don't know. Did you rig this sword? What's up? What's going on with it? I don't know.
The natural one. I'm gonna give him an attack on you here. 19 to hit.
Yeah.
I don't think it does it?
Nah, it won't. So it'll kind of just slide on in, kind of almost not going the distance that he wants. Will immediately crush or get smashed into the face, having to bring up the shield before that is not gonna be able to strike him. But he's feeling it. He is not looking too good right now, Atalantos.
Okay. Yeah.
Have
Absolutely.
you talked to your weapon lately?
Look, I've only been in tune with this weapon for 10 minutes. No time.
But yeah, so second strike. Well, I was gonna do this, but hopefully we can kind of. Nah, they're still alive. They're gonna against their better judgment, they're gonna try to swing again and hopefully just try to bang their shield to get this guy's attention in the into the fire and saying,
Your fight is with me, not with them.
and they're gonna try to swing again. I'm just saying, this sword misses again. I'm throwing it. All right,
It's a ranged weapon now.
there we go. 24 to
That'll
hit.
hit.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for.
See, all you have to do is threaten it.
Apparently. All right, so they're gonna take 8 points of slashing damage and then an extra 5 points of fire damage. So this one, they'll kind of again just try to grab and sort of place the blade at the back of their neck, trying to slash towards it, barely missing and striking towards their back. That's their action. They're going to use their they're gonna be chilling here. They will stay in the fires for now.
Okay. He will take a legendary action to drive another shadow blade into Elusia's back.
I can't like taunt him or anything to try to have him hit me.
Roll me a persuasion or something, intimidation, whatever you want to do.
Mission. Sure thing. Just sort of going back off of what he said before.
I said your fight is with me.
And he's gonna make that intimidation check.
He's gonna roll it with advantage against this because of the situation with his throne is being challenged. Oh, it's a nat 20.
Oh my god.
He-
So
he-
close.
He pulls that blade back for a moment and just looks at you and says,
Go ahead.
"Don't worry, I'll be with you shortly." And then he's going to stab Elusia in the back with a 24 to hit. 14 slashing, 1 necrotic, and 4 fire. That is 19 points of damage.
I am down.
As he stabs you in the back and draws that blade up. Kicks you off of it face first. He kicks you out of the fire. Wouldn't want your face to get ruined for the funeral. As he turns now to look at Atalantos and Kaya. Well, I've got a busy day ahead. Shall we finish this? Kaya, it is your turn to act. First off, though, Elusia, as this blade drives into your back and you feel yourself fall unconscious, what goes through your head?
My face, seeing these flames, and that exhale go out through my body. I just let that final breath be for Kaya and Atalantos. All my hopes and wishes are for them. And I hope the fire burns everything here. Burn it all.
Okay. Kaya, as you see Elusia fall and get kicked out of the fire, it is your turn.
As we see Elusia fall, we see Kaya descend like an angel of death by your side, because I can fly now with my wings.
Hmm.
As I come down, can I administer a health potion as a bonus action?
You can.
Okay. Gently lowering down onto her knees, she pulls you into her lap, and she takes this potion and tips it to your mouth very gently, like watering a flower. And as you're revitalized, you see this visage of death, skeletal and rotting above you. It looks down, and the voice you hear is not Kaya's, but it says,
It's not your time. Get up and fight.
and with my action, I will cast Death Ward. The next time you drop to 0 hit points, you only have 1 hit point.
Okay. I'm gonna-
Burying her head in your chest for a moment, you hear her whisper, "My angel."
Today, I belong to you.
I will not disappoint you.
You heal 16 points of damage and have death immunity.
She takes that breath of air back in, feeling your presence here. And though your face has melted, she cups it in her hands. Thank you, my angel.
An unearthly growl emanates from somewhere deep in my core as I release you and I take flight. And I'll be like 40 feet up in the air right here. That's my turn.
Okay. At the end of your turn.
I'm just imagining this beautiful image of like a burned up Elusia, and above her this death angel with dark wings that glow hovering over her as the light and the fire behind them burn.
All right. After the end of your turn, Atalantos, the Shadow King, standing in these flames. The flames begin to almost subside a little bit and draw down in nature. Still there, but now they begin to change colors. And it becomes black in nature like the blades he wields as he starts to channel this fire all around his body. And with a violent burst, I need you to make me a dex save, and I need Elusia to make me a dex save.
All right.
As this fire erupts from him, you're just inside the range.
That's Dave.
Motherfucking 10.
You will take half.
23.
You will take half, Atalantos. Elusia, you will take the whole fucking thing.
Well, here's what I'll do.
16 fire
I will-
damage.
Are you kidding me? That's exactly what she healed me for.
Well,
You
here's
have
what I'll
death
do then.
immunity,
You do.
Yes.
You do.
so you have 1 hit point now.
What are you going to do, Atalantos? You got something?
Yeah, so first thing, you'll see as he's taking the legs of the flames, he will begin to immediately put the legs of a shield up as they just go completely past him for a moment. He's going to use the Shield Master's Evasion, but he'll look over and spot the legs of Elusia getting ready to fall, and if she hits 0 hit points, he will capture that moment of vitality for a moment. He'll hold his hand out and begin to just slowly start flexing it and rising her back up. I'm going to use Blood Curse of the Fallen Puppet. Elusia, please make an attack roll for me, and I'm going to amplify it and give you a bonus to it as I will just begin to spout out a bit more blood as he just yells out, "Take the shot now!"
Quickly, her bow on fire, the whole thing up in flames. She finds an arrow. 26 to hit.
That'll hit.
A total of 27 points.
At that D8. At that D8.
Adding a D8 on top of it. An additional 3.
Okay,
As
31
that
points.
fire pierces through. Is this a full action that I may take 2 hits?
It's his
No,
reaction.
it is just that one attack roll.
Okay, fair
Yeah.
enough.
So you do drop, though, to 1 hit point. He manipulates your dead body for a moment as it hits 0. You shoot that arrow, and you come back to 1 HP here. All right. Elusia. Well, Kaya, you went. Then the Shadow King took the legendary action. You reacted to that, correct? And then, so now it is Elusia's turn.
Is it a bonus action to take a health potion?
Yes, in this case, yeah. You have a
would
a
like-
potion of greater healing on your sheet.
I would like to take that right now.
Mm-hmm.
And you see her just kind of pull it out from her side and chug it like it's a shot glass of sorts.
18
And-
healing.
She smashes it to the ground at her feet, broken glass everywhere, and it catches the light. And seeing that, it reminds her, if I may, as a free action, I take that bag of diamonds and I throw it out so it can reflect the light everywhere. And you see just this beautiful array of lights as they pierce through the diamonds, just shooting these gorgeous colors everywhere. No space in here is left in shadow or darkness. And she takes her aim once again with her oath bow. Mother, guide me.
28
to
hits.
hit on the first one.
Yep. Connects.
Plus the D8 from Atalantos. We're gonna take that away. 5, 6, and 7.
18. Got it.
We do another hit. I'm turning that 24 into the lightning hit that I've been wanting to do for
Yep,
a
that'll
while.
hit. 24 does it.
Wonderful.
All right, dexterity
need to make-
save.
Yes.
Fails.
Fails. Will I get the additional oath bow bonus as well in attack?
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll that extra damage. It's the
Okay.
3d6.
Oh, okay, I just rolled that, so that will be 11 on that one.
Mhm.
And then from the lightning damage, that is going to be an additional 19 because I rolled super low.
Okay. That's a lot of damage coming in. It's like 50 plus damage.
Yes.
Got it all on him there.
That
You-
lightning shoots through and that bow transforms and dances through all of those diamonds. It finds purchase right to his chest. Your moments are at an end. Kneel now. I ask of you one more time. You're outmatched, old man.
I will never kneel to any of you. Is at the end of your turn? I love
Yes.
this fight. It's great.
Yes, that's the end of my turn.
Everybody make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh shit, man.
Not again.
Don't like that.
18?
18 will succeed.
4.
Both of you will fail.
13.
Kaya, Elusia, you will take 36 points of damage.
What
As-
kind of damage?
It is necrotic, so you're resistant, you're immune. So
I'm immune.
18 for Elusia.
Oh my god.
Oh my goodness.
I'm still alive. I've got 1 health point left.
He will attack you with his shadow blades. Atalantos, you'll get an attack of opportunity.
Question, can I grapple him?
You
Hold him
can
into the fire.
you can try to keep him from moving.
Shouldn't he also take a D8 on his turn since he started in the fire?
You're right. Good call. They are black flames now, but I'll still give it to you.
Okay, thanks.
I'll do whatever I gotta do to keep this man into the fire. If I gotta lose some HP, I'm down for it.
You can
I'm gonna make
you can grab him and try to keep him from moving, from walking. Yes.
Yes. All right.
You can
athletics check. Oh, god dang it. No.
Just barely outdoes you.
Too quick for you as he moves like a shadow in here. First shadow blade attack. 14's not going to do it. 16's not going to do it.
I'm just pushing his blades away, feeling his weakness. I'm not afraid of you. And she stares him in his eyes.
He just stares back with the flames and the diamonds kind of blinding him, pulling more and more of that shadow that's kind of now dissipated away as he just stares back at you, just trying feverishly to stab you as he is bleeding profusely. But Atalantos, it will be your turn.
All right. This is about to be the most metal shit I have ever done in D&D. All right. Let's go. They're going to look over. They see Elusia's on their final death's door. They will begin to holster the likes of the sword, but there's a reason for this. The flames will begin to dissipate. Oh, also they'll take that D8 fire damage. As this happens, you'll see as he grabs the likes of the spear one more time, and he's going to reach around the likes of this individual and plunge it through him and through himself as well, connecting the two to make sure he can't go anywhere, and he will just hold them there if he has to. Just plunging it through his body and through Atalantos's.
Holy fuck, bro. I love that. Roll with advantage because stabbing yourself should be pretty easy.
I would imagine so. Oh, man. All right. Come on. Please,
God, that's fucking
I
cool.
need it now. All right, we don't like that 14, but one more.
Woo!
It's 26. There we go.
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
All in.
I'll let him make a strength to pull himself off on his turn. But yeah, you have successfully speared him and yourself through. Roll the damage for both of you.
All right, let's do this. He's going to do 12 points of damage, and as he does so, you'll see as he begins to brand even further with all that he can possibly muster. He's going to use the brand of castigation to begin to just make and burn a target symbol into him. That's his first attack, but his second one, he'll look over as he holds this individual forth. He looks over towards Elusia.
Shoot him, shoot me if you have to, but he dies here and now.
And he's going to use his Commander's Strike ability. He will forfeit his attack and give it to Elusia to deliver the final blow while he has him hopefully restrained. And he's gonna hope. So Elusia, take my attack, or basically you can make a free attack roll then. I will give you mine.
I take it, unleashing that oath bow once more.
Half
30, 20.
damage. Glancing blow. You know what? Roll with advantage because he is being skewered.
Okay,
See if you can get better than a
There we
20.
go.
That's some good damage.
it's better. Do I roll the damage again, or do we take the 11 and 13?
We'll take the 11 and 13.
Okay,
plus your
plus-
D8, right?
Yes.
24.
An additional 7.
So 24 plus 7 is 30 what?
2.
32 points of damage. I won't have the fire. I'll have the oath, the bow. So,
I don't think I added that right.
12.
Let's just go with
12 plus 7, 19 points of damage with the glancing blow. Right as obituary.
seeing Atalantos pin his death towards this commitment. That blood drains from her face, and at that 1 HP, I'm doing this for flavor, she drops that bow, wielding that arrow in hand, as is close up, and she just walks in and grabs the Shadow King by the collar. The kingdom is no longer yours. And she rams that arrow straight through his eye. And she's angry and furious, and she pulls it back and stabs again, just feeling this release, this exhaustion, this fear that she had, and all of this that she's worried about, the people that she's trying to uphold in all this. And you just see her again and again stabbing within his face, slowly missing as his cheeks and jawbone become mutilated. In all of her frustration, all of this fear, and everything that has had to be sacrificed in this moment, her regrets of not being here sooner, and she's just furiously stabbing away until his blood covers her.
The Shadow King's body falls to the ground, lifeless. No words, no breathing. Just a pool of blood and an unrecognizable face as you've stabbed and stabbed and stabbed. You are now out of combat.
Elusia crumples to her knees, exhausted. That arrow still clutched in her hand, her fist kind of hitting hard into that stone. And her tears are just mixing with that blood. And it's a weird moment of realization that she's also killed the last of her family in this moment as well. No matter how far gone he was. It was the only thing left.
I drop my otherworldly visage, and I simply stand there, hold my hands in front of me, and I wait. And I let the emotion sink in. It's important that our Empress feels this to the core. And I say nothing.
As you all look over, Atalantos begins to try to speak, begins to say,
Well,
and just fucking collapses onto the ground, spear just staked into him, and you see as he begins to almost shish kebab onto the ground with it pierced into his entire sort of stomach.
As that happens, as you are shish kebabbed here over this open flame, and you fall to the ground, shuffled footsteps from behind Elusia and Kaya, as Vythorn regains consciousness, bleeding out himself. He raises a hand to you, Atalantos. The fire subsides with his magic, and with every ounce of chaos energy that he can muster, his body crackling with lightning, he begins to pull with his hands and pull and turn. And as he begins to work time magic, time for you begins to reverse. As from your knees you stand up your weapon pulling out of your own stomach, the wound healing. As he holds you there, he's an enormous amount of energy to turn back the clock for you just a few moments before you stabbed yourself through. You can't undo all of the damage. You still have a large wound here, but he has stabilized you enough where you might be able to survive. And as he does, and he's holding this magic, it crackles and the lightning flashes in his eyes and around his body. His black wings begin to turn white with the trauma of that energy, and the black falls away from them until he has nothing but glowing white wings left. And he too collapses on the ground, breathing heavily. Sorry, I failed you, Empress.
As much pain as we're in, it is a victory nonetheless. For a moment, she gathers herself. Atalantos, you still have your health, correct?
I have my health. I have my weapons. I have my will to fight. As always.
And she'll help you up. Thank you, friend. And she'll turn over to Kaya. My lovely dark angel. Thank you. How are you?
Barely a scratch on me. Are you alright?
She'll look herself over. Would you still have me like this?
Absolutely. And Kyle will step forward, hook a finger under your chin, and kiss you on the mouth.
A moment of shock, and you kind of see and feel her body tense up for a moment, but she returns the kiss and grabs your head by both hands, pulling you in.
Oh yeah, my skin's fine, by the way.
Yeah.
Not a skeleton anymore.
We're back. We're back.
We're back. We're back. We're hot again.
Awkward.
Kind of pulling back for just a moment and resting her forehead on yours. I'm so glad you're here.
I hope to be here for as long as you'll have.
And her hand will slide down to intertwine with yours. She'll
My
look.
face and my hands are ice cold, by the way.
It's okay. I was just on fire. It feels good.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Soothing.
It's like aloe vera. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah, it's very soothing to the touch right now. I press into you a little bit more once I sense that.
I hug you. It'll be all right.
Bye, Thorn.
Empress.
I had
Congratulations.
my doubts.
Oh.
You're here. But are you well?
I'll be fine. There is much to do still. The battle concludes. The day is won without the Shadow King. The armies will surrender. You must go address the people, your followers. Let them know you are victorious. And as he stands to right himself, he looks at the Shadow King. I know that he was your enemy, but he was also your uncle. Allow me to take care of the remains.
Do so.
As he raises a hand, and the Shadow King's body, using his magic, will just kind of sink into the floor and disappear as Vythorn kind of transports it elsewhere. Shall we?
See to it that the throne makes it to the front. We shall gather the people. It is time for change.
Very well. I will meet you there at your leisure. As Vythorn once again raises a hand, and your throne and himself disappear from this room. And the armies are waiting outside of the Dread Fortress for the word from their Empress.
A very hesitant breath, staring at the throes of people in front of her. She takes a very nervous glance back towards Kaya and Atalantos. Any last words of wisdom before I make a fool of myself?
Atalantos will think for a moment and begin to speak and say,
All that I ask you, whenever you go off and do this venture, remember where you've come from, all the trials and tribulations that you have gone through and accomplished. Remember these moments of triumph, even the moments when you are at your worst. Use this all to fuel you in your times of need, and you believe that you cannot do anything else any longer. Remember what you have done, and anything can be accomplished.
My lady, you were literally born for this. You don't need any more wisdom from us.
I would disagree, if only to keep you at my side longer. And you too, Atalantos, but in a different way.
Wait, what?
Nothing.
Don't worry about it.
In a deep breath, she turns to face forward. Vythorn, approach with me.
Very well, Empress.
To those of the void, the time of darkness is over. What has been dead will now be reborn. We have seen chaos at its worst, where it runs rampant and devours it all. And as those who are standing here today, you have survived it. You are stronger for it. In my moments as well, when I found myself out of breath, dying, we held on. We looked to the companions on our right and our left, and we know we are not alone. That chaos will not take us, and that together we are unstoppable. And that through this, we have become the greatest we can be. We take these steps today to move forward. That honor shall be our currency from here on out. That it is the battle that we fear not. But the chance missed to say who we are. With every dying breath, we will always give it our all. And that death is never where our story ends. Today we will rise again and we will build this anew. The princess who was gone returns as your empress. And I command that we shall become greater than ever. Vythorn,
Empress.
you ushered in this. I grant you a position of high honor, but of responsibility as well. You shall be the arbiter of all things. That this goes smoothly, that you shall see, that we never lose sight and challenge when we become weak. Do you accept?
I do. What is your first command?
You will crown me.
Bythorn stands up, producing a black crown out of his hands, placing it on the head of Elusia, turning to the crowd. Warriors! Champions! This is your empress, but much more. Before you stands the one. As he looks up, the clouds part. Those chaos storms subside. This is the one who pierces the sky. I present to you your Grandmaster, Elusia Skypiercer!
And she'll hold up Oath Bow, now burnt and cracked, and unleash another lightning bolt arrow into the sky as it dances across in a spider web fashion. All of those clouds dissipate. As with any, an empress needs her knights of chaos. And she looks to Kaya and Atalantos and bows towards the two of you, ushering you forward. To hold to the safety of this realm and the safety of the throne. Please, let me knight the two of you, if you should accept.
With a flourish of my cloak, I drop to a knee and lower my head.
It would be my honor.
I'll see as Atalantos will drop to a knee, place the sword and shield to his side, and bow.
And with that beautiful ornate dagger, she touches each of your shoulder blades and begs of you to rise. Stand by me, the two of you. My trusted kin. For you are family to me now. She'll look once out. I demand not that you follow me, but I merely ask of you all to become my acolytes. And in a moment, she pauses, allowing the crowds to make their decision. As she turns back, that throne chair now out here in the open, and she moves to sit upon it. As those crowds, I assume, respond well.
Yes, they're screaming. I was waiting for you.
Kneel!
The crowds are screaming. They're screaming. Yes, they're kneeling. They're all doing the thing. You got it.
Do I just wait forever?
Sorry. I was into it. I got distracted by all
My
what you
cat
were
was
doing.
like,
Yeah, I was eating popcorn over here. Sorry. Yes! They're screaming, they're cheering, they're ripping their shirts off. They're stabbing. Some of the guys haven't gotten the message yet that the fight's over, and they're still stabbing the shadow guys.
The end of the speech. That should have been a big clue.
Some of them are idiots.
They're dedicated.
They don't do a half job.
Apparently.
Yes, your acolytes bang their shields and once again slam their feet to the ground and chant your name as you sit upon your throne. Well, Grandmaster, what's next then?
Well, as with all things, we need a day of remembrance for this. The day the Shadow King was not only defeated, but that just is a mere footnote of this. No, we need something greater. Something stronger to remind us of our fight. And for a moment, she stands at the foot of her throne. From here, we shall always have an arena. A place for us to prove our worth. To force ourselves to tell our story. To fight so that we may show all that we may have. Arbiter.
Yes, Grandmaster.
We shall have a death match.
Yes, we shall. As the Arbiter stands up, transporting everyone into the arena for the first death match, the camera fades as the champions begin battle. Sometime later, in the halls of the Dread Fortress, deep within the bowels of the building itself, the Arbiter, his Italian leather boots clacking across the stone floor to his laboratory, as a body lies on a slab. The body of the Shadow King. As the Arbiter bends down to Ogdril, there's so much knowledge within you. Someday you will die, but not until I've learned everything, that I might serve the Grandmaster and the people of the Void. And as he raises a hand, Ogdril's body breathes with life, only for a moment as he begins ripping out the soul of the Shadow King. And he rips out this shadowy mass and he forms it into the name Ogdril written across the room. And with an enormous amount of effort, drawing a box from across the room to his feet, he takes those letters and he rearranges them, moving his hands left and right until a new name is formed. Taking the box, taking the shadow, slamming them together with a violent explosion of pinks and purples and yellows and fire that fills the room with no heat as the magic forms. And at his feet, Gerald, the box of chaos. And that is where we will end.
Oh my fucking god. Holy shit.
Oh yeah.
There the whole time!
Woo! Good shit.
Heck yeah.
Wow.
That was fun. Whew. Woo. Well,
Friggin' fantastic. Freaking-tastic. Love it.
so good. Thank you.
Oh my god.
Thank you to all of you for playing. To our new champions. Our new Knights of Chaos. And to the acolytes at home. We will see you on the very next D20 Deathmatch!